Greenland is a country that's not often talked about, but there's still a lot to be said about it, as well as a lot to be seen in the country. Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and I got 10 surprising facts about Greenland coming up right now. So let's get right into this. First thing that I want to talk about when it comes to Greenland is its ice sheet. So most of Greenland is actually covered by an ice sheet. Greenland is a home to the second largest ice sheet in the entire world, and it's only second to Antarctica. The ice sheet covers more than 1.8 million square kilometers in total, so pretty much the entire country is covered. And if you're talking specific percentages, 80% of it is covered by the ice sheet. Now moving on to number 9, despite the name having green in it, it's called Greenland, right? Greenland doesn't have much greenery to look at. However, it still has a lot of green parts when it comes to the country. The other 20% of the land that isn't covered by the ice sheet. So for the most part, those areas actually live up to its name, Greenland. So for all of you planning a trip to Greenland, you'll notice that you don't have many options at all to get there. There are really only 2 ways to get to Greenland. The first way is to fly from Iceland to Greenland. There are flights to Greenland from Iceland via Air Iceland Connect, as well as from Denmark, which of course makes sense since Greenland is under Danish rule. You would have to travel via Air Greenland. There's also no connecting flights from the United States and other countries. Speaking of connecting flights, however, in terms of connecting roads, there's actually no connecting roads in Greenland. People can be left really confused if they see films featuring Greenland because they'll believe that there are roads that connect Greenland together. However, there are not. And let me explain. Some roads exist within the towns themselves where you can drive around and get around pretty easily, but when it comes to roads between the settlements, you won't find them at all. Transportation would have to be done via a boat or some sort of aircraft like a helicopter or plane, and there are several airports and heliports across Greenland as well, so you can take advantage of that. Another common way to travel is on a snowmobile, and also if you're old school, you can do dog sledding as well. And number 6 is a very fascinating fact about Greenland. The sun doesn't actually set from May 25th all the way to July 25th, and it stays visible pretty much throughout the entire day and night. June 21st is considered the longest day of the year, and it's also celebrated as a national holiday. July is the only month when Greenland's temperature reaches above freezing. And I mean, it's pretty cool. You can YouTube search some of the time-lapse footages and you'll see that the sun actually doesn't set. It just travels across the sky, never actually setting. It's really fascinating. Next up, summer temperatures. Let's talk about that. So summer temperatures are surprisingly high in Greenland. During the summer months in the southern part of Greenland, you may find that the temperatures go as high as 20 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or even higher at times. It's perfect weather for sightseeing as well as enjoying the outdoors, or even go outside without having to bundle up with scarves and hats and jackets. Greenland is also the most sparsely populated country on the planet. When it comes to freezing cold temperatures and ice mixing with ideal living conditions for humans, they just don't really go together at all. Which of course is a very big reason why you'll notice that in Greenland, the human population makes up just 16 towns, and the total population of Greenland is 57,000. Almost a third of this tiny population lives in the capital city of Nuuk, and the national language in Greenland is Greenlandic. It's really closely related to the Inuit language of the indigenous people of Canada, as well as in Alaska. And being a self-governing territory of Denmark, the people of Greenland also speak Danish, as well as many of them can understand and speak English fluently. Greenland is also one of the best places in the world to see this amazing phenomenon known as the Northern Lights. You guys know what I'm talking about. Southern Greenland lies beneath the Aurora Borealis oval zone and is, along with Iceland, considered a prime location to view the Northern Lights. Like, I've never seen them up close in person, but I've learned about the Northern Lights as a kid, and I've always wanted to go see it in person. So I think that you should, well, everybody should at least see that once in their lifetime.
Northern Lights, yeah. So cool. I've never seen them before. I've wanted to forever.
The country of Greenland is also home to 3 World Heritage Sites. One of Greenland's 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites is the Ilulissat Ice Fjord, and that's located over on the west coast. And that's where you'll find the Surmek-Kujalek, one of the most active glaciers in the world, and also the most visited glacier in the entire country. The other 2 are the Kujata and the Sivisuit-Nipsat region. Kujata is a subarctic farming area that highlights the cultural histories of the Norse and Inuit hunters, as well as the farmers who developed the area. Sivisuit-Nipsat is an Inuit hunting ground that is located inside of the Arctic Circle. And the final surprising fact about Greenland that I have for you is that Greenland is actually the world's biggest island by area that is not a continent. Not to be mixed up with Australia, that is the largest island in the entire world. However, it's considered to be a continent. The total area of Greenland is 2.16 million square kilometers, and this includes other offshore islands. Alright guys, so before I wrap up this episode, I just want to respond to some of your comments that you left on our first video of Greenland. I didn't host that video, it was actually Dave that hosted that video, but let's take a look and see what some of y'all said. Okay. Here we have Himanshu Rai. He says, sounds like a country I might like. Less humans. Normally when people say this, like, oh yeah, I don't like people, I just want to be by myself all the time, they're actually lonely inside. So if you see Himanshu Rai on YouTube, if you see any of his comments or find his YouTube page, just give him a little love from Leroy, okay? Hasnat RBM says, LOL, YouTube recommended me after Trump wants to buy his greatest real estate, Greenland. Yeah, that was a big thing. There was a lot of talk in the news about Donald Trump wanting to purchase Greenland, and people were protesting saying Greenland is not for sale. And yeah, a lot of new viewers had come in because we posted that video about Greenland over a year ago, and a lot of people weren't even watching that. But as soon as Trump talks about Greenland, so many people started searching Greenland and found our episode. So if you're new and you found our channel recently, welcome to FTD Facts, and I hope you keep coming back every single day to learn something new about our world. Alright, next comment, let's take a look. Hans Solo, what did he say? Han Solo says, hey, I want a part 2 without Mr. Mullet in it, please. He's referring to Dave, I think, but Hans, I guess you got what you wished for, because I'm pretty much making a part 2. This is not exactly a part 2, kind of, technically it is, but yeah, it's me, Leroy, not the guy with the mullet, aka Dave. Oh, you guys are very interesting sometimes. And here we have Egg Roll Soup says, Siberia, not Serbia. Yeah, in that episode, I believe Dave said Serbia at the 6-minute mark. And of course, yeah, it's not Serbia, it's Siberia. That was just like a brain fart. And you guys gotta realize that a lot of times we're going through so much information, and when it comes to filming and recording these videos, there's times where we know what we want to say, but somehow we just say a completely different word, and then that's missed completely in the editing process, and then when it's uploaded, it's like, oh, well, shit. My bad. But you guys were a great sport. You guys never really commented too negatively about that in the comment section. I took a look, and you guys were pretty cool with it. I think you all were smart enough to know that, yeah, that was a genuine mistake, not that we actually believed that it was Serbia. No. Siberia. There's so much about Greenland that can be said. So here's another episode where you can learn a lot more about Greenland's history and what else the country has to offer. I highly recommend this one. And if you haven't done so already, give that subscribe button a little PDA and ring that bell to be notified of future videos here on FTD Facts. Okay, I'm gonna get on out of here, and I can't wait to see you all next time in another episode.